And the guy getting questioned, probably the most controversy today, is Tom Price, who's slated to become the next Health and Human Services Secretary. A lot of Democrats not that happy about it, question his commitment to the Affordable Care Act, not much. He wants to change it completely. And then question on stock trades while he was in the House that might benefit some of the positions he was taking. Elizabeth Warren was raking him over the coals on that, a host of others, Al Franken included. All right, we got Mike Leavitt here, former Utah governor, former Health and Human Services Secretary, former EPA administrator. This guy's resume is amazing. Governor, very good to have you. What do you make of the grilling that you're seeing Mr. Price get, and particularly on all sorts of issues that sometimes have nothing to do with his purview, including his views on climate change?
Neil, I have been through this myself a couple of times, as you alluded.
Indeed.
And what you very quickly come to understand is that these hearings are theater, and you don't have any good lines. You're going to subject yourself to this process for a time. This is not about Tom Price. This is about Democrat and Republican,
you don't
and
really
different
get to
views
answer,
on,
right? I mean, and I've seen this happen both sides, where it's not about what the people are saying who are brought up to either confirmation or even when they corral, you know, big oil CEOs or big bankers. It's about the posturing, isn't it?
It is. It's about the larger message, and their larger message is we don't want to see health care change, and you do, and we're going to do all we can to make it look bad. And Tom Price is going to be, he's a very qualified man. He will be confirmed. He has the credentials. He's got the answers to their questions. They don't want to hear them. They just want to ask them in a way that will make their point. And it's, again, as I say, it's sort of theater.
All right. So you're prepared for that. I imagine they sit guys like you in a room knowing, all right, tomorrow, Governor, you're going to go to confirmation hearing for this post, and later on APA and all, and they go through. Do they go through the type of questions that will come up? Were you ever surprised by the line of questioning that would come up? Did someone do something that you didn't expect?
Those who have been nominated go through a process where they're well prepared. My guess is that Tom Price has been through 3 or 4 mock hearings where they've tried to think of all the questions he could be asked, and he has answered the questions. Again, there's a bit of theater here. The senators have all been prepared by their staff with a line of questioning. They have 7 minutes in which to do it, and so you'll see they really don't want him to answer. They want to ask their next question. And the reality is oftentimes they're not listening to his answer. They're just preparing to ask the next question. One of the interesting things that happened in this was the debate over how many times they would be able to question him.
That's right.
And Senator Alexander went through each of the former secretaries that have gone before that committee and talked how many rounds they had. So there's a lot of theater playing out here.
Yeah, I forget the one senator, her name escapes me, who said, "I don't have time for your answer." That was classic. But here we are, and I don't see, and you're closer to this than I am, sir, but I don't see anything imperiling any of these cabinet appointees' ultimate confirmation. I'm going all the way back even to Rex Tillerson of ExxonMobil for the Secretary of State position. Do you see anything like that that could be problematic?
I do not. I think you can expect that the Democrats, as will always be the case, will identify 1 or 2 cabinet members that they will focus on to do what they can to disrupt it. Again, this is not so much about the cabinet members themselves. It's about the subjects. I headed the EPA for a time, and my confirmation was delayed for 66 days. And they would openly tell me, this is not about you. We want to make a point about the administration. And it happens in both parties. I've often compared it to a sort of political version of hazing that you have to go through in order to have the opportunity to serve.
You know, we've seen cases where someone can lose it. I remember John Tower for defense when he snapped, and there are other times where this can happen. I haven't seen it yet. I saw Tillerson get a little hot under the collar and the suggestions that he was bought and paid for via big oil. But by and large, I guess the rule of thumb is don't let him see you sweat, right?
You'll notice there's a lot of non-answers that are given.
Yes.
There's a lot of questions that have a point and a lot of non-answers that are given. And you'll also note something that they will always say, if I'm confirmed. One of the things that nominees are careful to do is to not assume that they will be confirmed, and therefore they're being asked a lot of questions about what will you do if you're secretary. Well, they want to be clear, I'm not yet, and therefore until I am, my opinion doesn't really matter.
See, that's where I would answer, if you're stupid enough to vote against me, you know, and then take it from there. But I guess that's why I'm not nominated for any of these. Governor, thank you. Very good seeing you. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you.